everyone, Ivy Lee Gaming here, and today we're playing Watcher of Realms. For today's video, we're going to talk about this insane 10 times that's coming for this weekend.
The finest blood for the most untainted soul.
So normally I would do a should you summon video, and I might still do that because we don't know what's coming for Saturday and Sunday in case there's something else. Well, normally I would wait to see that first, but this was just so good we had to talk about it immediately. Save your summons, guys. I think most people, unless you're a Kraken and you've already, well, to be fair, not even being a Kraken, you could have a 5s maxed out for the epics. But the legendaries are great. The epics are mostly great. And yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about these heroes today and give a little bit of a brief overview, maybe to help new players get an understanding of why these characters are so good. Or yeah, just give a little hype for this weekend. I'm excited. I love it 10 times. I stopped pulling during 2 times. I'm ready. I have not been touching my diamonds hardly at all. I had a ton of saved stamina. I have not been touching my summons for the 2 times, so I have 80 of these guys. I still have insane amount of diamonds because I have not touched them. I've not even got more content creator perks, guys. This is just me not touching my diamonds. And I do have 2 of these. I actually got a legendary summoning crystal from Guild Boss today, so that was exciting. But all right, I'm ready for Friday, but I don't know what's to come for Saturday or Sunday, Monday, whatever, if they have another type of event added in. So with that in mind, if there are other types of events added in, I will probably make a separate should you summon video, or I might still make one to talk about summoning on a 10 times versus a 2 times, or just saving for other events in general. But for today, I want to go through the 10 times heroes briefly and just talk about why this is so exciting. I think we should actually start with the epics because I feel like this is going to stick out more than even Zillatu. So let's start there. Dolores. Now, Dolores is one of the, if not the, most wanted epic in the game. I think it's pretty safe to say she's probably the most necessary epic in the game because she enables so much thanks to her inspiration. Now, there are some other characters that do inspiration as well, but she's obviously the queen bee. There's even some legendaries in the future that kind of do this, but when it comes down to how often she's able to do this, I know that in Mabucket's video, I think it was his collab with Ash or Hell Hades, he did mention that this Dolores is still the best at proccing this the most often, and that's huge. So she is strong with this inspiration because it is like it's an attack buff based on her attack that boosts the allies' attack. An attack buff for all allies within range based on her attack. So she is an offensive support hero. Do not look at her as a healer, even though she's labeled as a healer and she does have a little baby heal here. It's really not that great. Think of her just as an attack booster, and that alone is awesome because of how often she's able to replenish it. She's just really, really good at coming back to this, and she's got a cost of 5, which is insane. She's just so good to boost your team. She makes Gear Raid 1 a hell of a lot easier. Gear Raid 3, oh yeah, she was in my team. I think Gear Raid 2 is the one place I wouldn't use her, or you wouldn't need to use her per se, unless people use her for some strategies I'm not aware of for stage 20 or 21, but I haven't seen that personally. But man, Guild Boss, she will like double your damage almost. Just adding her into the team for so many teams because of this skill. And she is a character, I don't want to say she's more rare to pull, because honestly, every single summoning event we pull Dolores. She's not that rare, but she's definitely more rare than the average, I don't know, the average generic epic that gets pulled every single time. She's definitely a little bit more rare. Not as rare as like an Estrid or an Iona, but certainly a bit rare. Now, I'm excited for this because I certainly want to max out her awakenings here. I Wait, I already have an A5, bruh. I thought I never finished. Ignore me, I already have an A5 Dolores. Oh my god, I'm a dirty, dirty whale. I'm not, though. That's the funny part. I just got lucky. See, again. Wait, is that... No, I don't have an A5 Dolores. No, I don't. That's just the game showing me her. I was like, no, I don't. I have an Awakened 3 Dolores. Okay, I feel better. I feel better. Oh my gosh, that was too funny. Let's go back to that here. Like, I don't have an A5 Dolores. Alright, so her awakenings are great because the main thing you want for her is this Awakening 1. If you just get 2 Dolores, or you get one and you don't get one for a while and you use a stone on her, that's fine. You definitely want to boost this inspiration effect. The next is just HP, not that important, just for survivability, of course. Healing multiplier on the A3, not that important. A2 adds more attack, that's always great. But more attack means more attack boost. And then here, we do have a little bit of a boost here as well, which is interesting. So when Graceful Dancing ends, increases the chance of increasing rage to 80%. So we'll have a 50% chance to increase the hero's rage by 300 when this ends. So that will go up to an 80% chance to increase the hero's rage. So this is one of those things that can dramatically affect your guild boss damage. And that's something that's always an issue with people having guild boss damage that's not as consistent when it comes to your auto battles. Because whether or not she procs this rage boost and can come back to her skill again quickly, that affects the battle a lot, because sometimes you're just going to use Dolores on the spits, but if she procs that rage boost, she can use it more often than just that. But it's a 50-50 shot until you awaken 5 her, but once you awaken 5 her, it's 80% shot, so you're way more likely to be able to keep Dolores popping that ultimate more often in Guild Boss and having a more frequent rotation for people using their skills, which is something I need to look into because I haven't done that yet. But that's what makes Dolores so great. She's a Guild Boss support queen and necessary for top tier damage. Gear Raid 1 as well, and definitely Gear Raid 3. I can't imagine not using her for a booster there. But I wanted to spend extra time talking about her compared to the others because I think this reason alone makes this banner worth pulling. I don't even care who the legendaries are. This alone makes it worth pulling, no matter who you are. Free to play, Kraken. Well, okay, most Krakens are going to have an Awaken and 5 Dolores by now, so they probably wouldn't need to pull. But if you don't have an Awaken 5 Dolores, you better pull this weekend or you're crazy. Get her while you can, max her out while you can. And oh, if you get an Awaken 5 Maul along the way, he's absolute top tier monster. He can be used even in Gear Raid 1 very successfully. He has this defense reduction, which is huge. It's just so helpful. He just hits really hard. Being able to give that decreased defense type skill is just really massive, honestly, and it helps to enable the rest of the team to do more damage as well as him. And he also hits hard. And if you have the Piercer Lord... Oh wait, not the Piercer Lord. Never mind, he's Northerner. He's the exception to the rule, but oh yeah, if you have the Piercer Lord and you see the extended range that someone like a Silas gets, he has it already built into his kit. He's already got that big ol' range. He's already pretty good to go. I use Maul in Gear Raid 3 instead of Razuk, the legendary, because Maul just does it better. He's so great. Ardenth here, not as exciting. He's just a generic defender. Nothing too fancy here. Activates Realm of Curse. Okay. I mean, if you build him with a ton of HP, this might pump out a little extra damage, which is nice as a defender. Adding vulnerability is nice, but it's only up to 15%, not the craziest. You'd rather have Mari for that role. And yeah, it's okay. He's an okay tank, but like more than likely, depending on who else you pull, you wouldn't use him. Although I will say, if you get the Esoterist Lords, if you happen to pull a Raiden or a Venema, and you're limited on defenders, he might be someone you use. Honestly, he's all right. He's not too fancy, but he's not terrible. I would definitely not say he's terrible. He's just not a top tier option when there's so many defenders in the game. All right, now we have our legendaries to talk about. Let's save Zilla 2 for last because we have more than just the 10 times to talk about for Zilla 2. We also have Nocturne here. Nocturne is amazing. We love Nocturne. He's got the swirly swirly that I love so much. I love the graphics in this game. It's just absolutely beautiful. And well, you know how he goes. He has that true damage type ability added into his kit, and it's pretty amazing. Does real damage with this passive here. Extra real damage, true damage, which means defense is ignored from the enemy. And it's like, it's just such a good skill. He is a top option for Guild Boss, which is really great. The Infernal faction is really strong for Guild Boss. If you've got a Pyros or a Twin Fiend, actually, they're setting this up really perfectly, guys. And that's what we're going to talk about as well. So Pyros is better than Twin Fiend for most comps because of his ability to add vulnerability, magic and physical damage vulnerability, where Twin Fiend doesn't get that until he's Awakened 1. But if you get Twin Fiend Awakened 1, he's dramatically better because it's an even bigger version. But until then, you probably want Pyros to be in there to help enable the whole team to do more damage, unless you're using someone like Mari who does it better and does it more often and can keep it up the whole time, where Pyros sits only on his ultimate. So if you're using Mari in your Guild Boss to enable damage that way, Pyros versus Twin Fiend is less of a conversation. Just use Twin Fiend. But all right, we're talking about Pyros for a reason, which I'll get to. But this faction, this has Nocturne, this has Zilla 2. This is a top tier faction for the Guild Boss, along with Nightmare as well. So ideally, when you're talking endgame content, your entire team is going to be Nightmare and Infernal, and that's it. That's going to be the goals, and you're going to hope you have the Lords along the way. And again, we have Zilla 2 here. She is a ranged fighter. She's really great because she can actually attack airborne units, which makes her amazing everywhere. It makes her great for, arena. She also has the true damage type, additional true damage by 40%. That's the same thing Nocturne has, it's just worded differently. And yeah, she's a beast. She's amazing for Gear Raid 1 against herself as a boss, right? Or sorry, Gear Raid 3, where she can put her in the middle because she can actually attack airborne units. She's just a really great hero, and she is the queen bee of Guild Boss. I'm not going to go into either one of their awakenings and whatnot. I mean, if you get some dupes of them, I'm sure you're not going to be mad. Both of them have fine awakenings. But she is a queen bee. She has had the top damage potential for Guild Boss, like, as an individual. She's insane. And everyone should want a Zilla 2 in their roster. And speaking of Zilla 2, we have her skin revealed. So I was actually laughing because I thought the skin looked so cool. Although I love normal Zilla 2 because she looks like legendary version of Allure from Game of Thrones, from Raid Shadow Legends, which was one of my favorite characters, especially appearance-wise. I just thought she was perfect. I loved her. But this looks amazing, and I was like, oh my god, if this is something we have to buy, I'm totally gonna buy a skin for a character I don't even have. And then sure enough, they announced the 10 times to go along with it, which I think was so perfect. But there's more than just the 10 times that's perfect, guys. Scroll down a little bit farther here. Shard Summon Preview. Now, conspiracy theory, Pyros as the next Shard Summon event. I think that's what's happening. We have no confirmation as of me recording this video on Monday the 9th. They're still on a holiday. There's a very large Chinese holiday happening since the 29th and then goes through the 9th. So when the 10th pops tomorrow and we get all the big updates happening over the night tonight and the updates go live, I think we'll also get the announcement of what this Shard Summon is going to be. And let's just assume it's going to be a Pyros. I really think so. And it literally lines up with everything else they did. And I have to give this company props again. Every single week, month, whatever that goes by with this game, I think they're doing better and better at like pleasing the community and being generous while still, yeah, letting the Krakens kraken and giving good opportunities to spend money and make their money because they need to profit at the end of the day. They're not stupid. It's still a business. But the fact that they are putting a very highly sought after hero on a 10 times event is so wonderful. This alone is amazing. And putting Maul there, Maul is a top tier option for so much content. Gear Raid 3, he just makes it so much easier. And I love that they're adding really good heroes to the 10 times that are epics as well. And then I feel like with all that in mind, oh yeah, by the way, Dolores is also Infernal. I think with all this infernalness happening, it only makes sense that Pyros is our next fusion. I really hope that's the case. Yeah, I really hope so. And I'm still gonna laugh. So during me and Fastidius's collab about Lords, we noticed that they have the factions backward. So look at Pyros, this eyeball stuff. Look at Twin Fiend, this eyeball stuff. Look at the Infernal logo. No. Look at the Nightmare logo. Eyeballs. Yes. I think they swapped the logos for the two. Or swapped which characters should have been in which faction. Anyway, yes, back to the topic here. I'm so happy, guys. Let me know what you think. I really loved this. Actually, I love this conversation I just had with myself, with you guys. I think it was really important to kind of touch base on these characters because they're so good. And I love the way this company is lining up the events. They're doing the exact opposite of Plarium, which I think many of you Raid players would be very happy to hear. If you're a newer player coming from Raid because you're sick of Plarium's bullshit, well, just know that this company has been taking the exact opposite direction ever since one big flop at the beginning of the release. They've done the exact opposite. They've been wonderful, and they line stuff up so well to actually be very friendly, to be free-to-play friendly, to be low-spend friendly, and to be Kraken friendly. Of course, why wouldn't it be? But I'm loving this event. I have no idea if there's going to be more Saturday, Sunday, whatever, other types of events. Or any way for us we have to figure out how we can get that skin. We have so much to figure out. We have to get confirmation on this Shard Summon event. We have the update coming tomorrow. Oh, there's so much excitement happening. And I'm really glad because I've been kind of meh the last few days on this game, the past week. It's been a little bit blah with them being on vacation, not having many updates or news or whatever. So I'm really glad things are popping and I'm ready to roll. Hope you guys are too. We will have a summoning party. Which I will add to my Discord now. It's gonna fill up like probably instantly for the 12 slots, but yes, I'm excited. Summons for Zillitu this weekend. Yeah. I guess I will see you in the next video. Or catch me live here or on Twitch this week. That is all.